Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. Today we are going to review three charts. The first one is Bitcoin, of course, because this will give us the current pulse of the market. This is the only chart you need to invest in Bitcoin, and we will try to understand what Bitcoin needs to do to stay in a bull market. Next, I will give you an update on the bull bear chart for XRP. This chart helped us to stay level-headed during the entire bull market. And last but not least, we will have a look at the Moonshot chart. I don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to fall in love with this chart. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Aquaflow Crypto Lab. If you're new here, this channel is still very young. I've started posting videos about 1 month ago and people have been enjoying the content so far. So if you want to be part of the lab, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, hit the notification bell so you can know about my next videos. It's the beginning of the week, and for that, I wanted to show you an overview of the current situation of the market. On this chart, we have multiple lines, and don't worry, I will break it down for you. First, we have the skyline. If we go back, we see that every time we touch the skyline, it is a very top for Bitcoin. It was the case just here, it was the case here, and here also, okay? So we know that in the future, if we ever touch this line again, it has a very good probability to be a major top for Bitcoin. Next, we have the ground line, okay? This line is so important. If you want to invest in Bitcoin, this is the only line you need. Why? Because every time we touch it, it's a major bottom for Bitcoin, and it's a perfect bottom, which means after touching it, Bitcoin doesn't touch this line again for a while, and it's the lowest price you can get for Bitcoin. Look, it was the case here, here, here. It was the case just right here, here again, okay? So far we have the sky and the ground. Next we have the clouds, okay? It's the white line that you see over here. What about this line? You see that at the very beginning of the birth of Bitcoin, it was a major resistance, okay? Because every time we touch it, we went to the downside. We went to the downside, okay? After we crossed it, we went below it, and then we used it again as a strong resistance, okay? Then we crossed it and we started using it as a support, just right here. Here we used it as a small support again. Then we used it as a resistance. We went above it, we retouched it, and we used it as a support, okay? Then what happened? Look. Here we used it as a support again, just right here, here again, but then we went below it, okay? We went to the ground and we retested the clouds, just right here, and it was a strong resistance. And recently we used it as a strong support, okay? So this line is major for Bitcoin. Why? Because it can be considered as the middle line of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is dancing around this line, okay? And as you can see, in the previous bull markets, we went above the clouds, we retested it as a support, and we made a higher high. Here it was the same thing. We went above it, we tested it as a support, and we made a higher high. And here we crossed it, we used it as a support, and I hope that we will make a higher high in the future. So we have the sky, we have the clouds, and we have the ground. There are two lines left, the aqua line and the 20 weeks moving average. First, let's dive into the aqua line. Since 2013, we've been using the aqua line as a strong support and we never went below it. Look, we have a strong support just right here. Here it was a support, it was a support again, it was a support again, it was a support just right here. It was a strong support in this area, a support right here, a support again, and recently we used it as a strong support. And as you can see, every time we touch it, we know that Bitcoin can't go below it. If you remember on Twitter, when we were just right here, I said, look, we touch the aqua line. So if history is of any indication, we can't go below this line. And look, we had a strong bounce to the upside. The last line we have is the 20 weeks moving average. Normally, you should know about it, okay? Because we know that it was a strong support during the previous bull markets of Bitcoin. As you can see, it was a strong support all the way long for Bitcoin. After it was a strong support during the entire bull market of 2017. Okay. And look, right here, we tested it as a support before going higher. Now we have Bitcoin that is above the 20 weeks moving average. So this is very promising for the future. Until now, we are in a bull market. I know a lot of people are scared, but these are the facts, guys. We are still in the bull market. However, if we go back in history, the current situation is very similar to what we had here in 2014. Why? Because we have a major peak, we went below the 20 weeks moving average, then we touched the aqua line, then we bounced and we went above the 20 weeks moving average. Look, here we went below it, we touched the aqua line, then we went above the 20 weeks moving average. So now what you have to focus on is, will we go below the 20 weeks moving average or will we use it as a support? For now, you can see that it is very, very important to stay here. We don't know if we will retest the 20 weeks moving average, but what's important is to stay above it, because in the past, it wasn't the case. We tested it as a support, but then we retested it as a support, but we fell below it, right? And this was a major signal for the start of the bear market. So now we need to stay above the 20 weeks moving average to stay in the bull market. Does it make sense, guys? So that's it for Bitcoin, guys. You have now a complete understanding of what to expect in the future to stay in the bull market or to go into the bear market. So we just have to be patient and wait. Now let's talk about the real deal, XRP. This is the bull bear chart. On this chart, we have only two indicators of mine. We have the aqua bands in yellow and the bull market support. The first time I posted about the bull market support, we were just right here. We were still in the bear market and I said, look, we used it as a strong resistance. Here, here again, and here again. And I said, if we go above it and we use it as a support, it will be the support for the entire bull market. And look, here we used it as a strong support for more than 10 weeks in a row. After this, we used it as a strong support. Here we use it as a strong support. And recently, everybody was scared. And you know that on this channel, we try to stay level-headed. And I said, look, this is the bull market support, so we should have a strong bounce after touching it. Because we know that in bull markets, we use it as a strong support and we have strong move to the upside, right? Okay. Then we cross and we are in a bear market. If we ever cross this line in the future and we go below it, then we will be in an official bear market. But if we don't, we stay in a bull market. And look, we know that in 2018, this was a major top. I will change the color to yellow. We had a major top, then we went down and we had a bounce like this. So if we put a line just right here, we know that this area was a strong resistance because we hit the line and then we went down. And let's look into the future. If we extend the line, you see that the same area is now a support. We tried to use it as a support successfully. We went up, but we couldn't make a higher high. We retested the line, but we went below it. And then we tested it as a resistance. Just like here, we went down, okay? We went down, we made a lower low, just right here, a lower low. We went down, we tested it as a resistance, we made a lower low, but we had the bull market support with us, and that pushed us to the upside. Now we are above the line, the yellow line, and we used it as a strong support for 3 weeks in a row. And now it's the 4th week. This is really promising. If we can stay above this level and make a higher high, we know that the moon is ours. In addition, we have the aqua bands, and we know for a fact that in the past, we used it as a strong support just right here. Again, we used it as a strong support and as a support just right here. And if you have a look at the middle line, we know that we used it as a resistance during the entire previous bull market because it was the case here and it was the case here. We know also that before making a new all-time high, we used the middle line as a resistance. And look now, we used it as a strong resistance. So in the future, if we make a new all-time high for XRP, we know that the middle line is our first area of resistance. And if things are going crazy, and there is a lot of greed in the market, we know that we can't go higher than the top of the band, just right here. Okay, guys? I mean, this is what this model is saying. Now, you can believe in the model or not. I believe in it. And if we go higher than this, then it will be great. But if we ever touch the top of my band, I'm selling everything. I'm selling everything, guys, because I will be more than happy that XRP hit this line. Now it's time for the Moonshot chart. On this chart, we have 2 lines. The first one is the 25 exponential moving average. The second one is the 200 exponential moving average. Also, we are on the 4 days time frame. And you have to pay attention to what happens when these two lines are crossing. Look, we have a cross right here. And when the yellow line went below the green line, it was a sell-off and we went to the downside. Okay? Then we have the yellow line going above the green line and we have a moonshot, guys. Okay? A strong move to the upside. After this, we went up, the price went down, and look, we had a cross again, but this time the cross has been avoided and we had a moonshot again, okay? And it was exactly the perfect time to buy XRP when the yellow line touched the green line. And then the same thing happened twice. Look, we touched the green line and again we had a strong move to the upside. Okay, after this, it was the opposite. We have the yellow line going below the green line and we went to the downside. Okay, and ever since we've been below the green line. We used it as a strong resistance. And look, today we are Monday. We started a new week and we are using it as a strong resistance again. And hopefully we will break it soon. And that's why this chart is a moonshot chart. And every time I will make a video about XRP, we will review this chart to know if the cross happened or not. So far we are making higher lows. Okay, look, we are making higher lows and this puts buying pressure onto the green line. Okay, if I change the color to green, we have the green line going like this. Okay, and we know that we keep on testing the green line until we eventually break it to the upside. Okay, and if we do, it will be a moonshot, guys. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like the video. We are very, very close to go above the green line. And if you don't want to miss the next video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can know when I post a new video. It's time to leave the Crypto Lab. Thanks for watching. Do not ever be afraid to make new experiments. And if someone tells you you're crazy, just tell them. Time will tell.